Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Triassic World. It's an action adventure film. It came out in 2018. Amazon is a 15, IMDb doesn't have a rating. It's an hour and 29 minutes. Amazon is 3.8 out of 5, IMDb is 3.1 out of 10. The Amazon synopsis. Triassic World is an all-action dinosaur adventure. In a top-secret laboratory, a team of scientists are experimenting with dinosaurs, turning them into perfect creatures in order to use them to grow human organs for transplants. But in doing so, they have made the ferocious creatures indestructible. When the dinosaurs escape their cages, the scientists are left fighting for their lives. So the director is Dylan Fox, VOX, who directed Tell No Lies. Producers were the 7 of them, so pick the first 2 that say producer. David Michael Latt, L-A-T-T, who produced Monster Mash, and Mykyta, M-Y-K-Y-T-A, Samusiev, S-A-M-U-S-I-E-V, who produced the demo. And music was by Chris Ridenauer, who did music for Jingle Smells, and Christopher Cano, who did Clay. The cast, as usual, the main ones as such, we have Shelley Arizu Sterling, that's A-R-I-Z-U, Sterling, who was Diana, who was in A Party Gone Wrong. Joseph Michael Harris, who was Thomas Adkins, who was in Sinister Squad. Greg Furman, who was Dr. Charles Ovidio, who was in Shifter. Joel Berti, B-E-R-T-I, who was Stephen Hagen, who was in Fashion House, the series, he's on the left. Jennifer Levinson, who was Bridget, she was in Trust, she's in the middle. And Haley J. Williams, who was Dr. Marissa Martinelli, who is in The Shadow Within, who's on the right. And it was filmed in Los Angeles, California, USA. So it's an silent film. It's also on Freevee. According to the little timeline, it might change depending on when you watch it. It had 5 adverts. Now it starts with this red floor, some people are running, we only see sort of legs, then somebody falls down, so we see somebody's head appear, he's like blinking, and then the next minute he gets dragged away, and then credits kick in, and there's clips of labs and genetic modifications and stuff like that, because I don't read the synopsis as I said before, so I was like, oh okay, cool, okay. And then we're back to everyone running around, and literally within the next 2 minutes, the thing I hate the most when I watch films. Yes, because I watch them at night time, in the dark, because I want to immerse myself. Flashing lights. I don't know if it was, at this point I was thinking, is it just some sort of siren or something like that? It wasn't in darkness, as in they weren't in darkness, the lights, but, you know, still, it's still flashing. Flicker. And then that stopped, and then I went somewhere else, then 2 minutes later, the flashing lights. Oh my god. Anyway, Stephen is an investor. Well, at this point, I didn't know what I thought he didn't know what they did, but apparently he did know what they did. He just didn't know what they did fully, if that makes any sense. But he's just seen the raptors and the dinosaurs. He's like, oh, at least I don't know if there was raptors. Thinking ahead of it, I don't think there were. I think they were just dinosaurs. But just. So it seems that dinosaurs escaped. I think this is on the trailer. But I don't think it's the same location as the labs. Because the sales pitch is to get funding, and basically they're just talking about, you know, money. But whilst on the other side of wherever it is, all hell's breaking loose. Strange enough, there's no alarms going off. Stephen's amazed at the lab, as most people would be. But Bridget, apparently, too engrossed on a mobile phone. I hope she gets attacked first. You know, it's that kind of thing. I'll be like, oh, look at this. What's this? Oh, wow, look at this. Can I touch this? Oh, look. Oh, it's a real dinosaur. Oh. And she's just like scrolling through her phone. Like it's just a normal day. But bear in mind, she's never been there before. From what I gather, Diana is trying to get I can't call it dinosaurs, dino cells or something. Right? Because apparently what they do, they have a great immunity. And it says about organ transplants, but they actually realised that because dinosaurs had fantastic immunity compared to humans, not against an asteroid, of course, but, you know, towards everything else. So they want to kind of get that in humans. But Stephen's like, no, 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 I want more. We can become invincible. I'm like, oh, okay. Diana's not a fan of all this, obviously. It was funny watching this fight in a lift with a dinosaur. And then this security guy, it was quite enjoyable. It's like, come on then! And then Stephen's still walking around on a tour. Now, what's her name? Pick a name, sorry about that. Marissa Martinelli, Dr. Marissa, has said, well, you know, work is slow due to regulations, FDA. We wish we could get around it, but we can't. It's like, yeah, you might want to look on the internet if you want to. What it was like before we had regulations. I know they're a bit of a sod or whatever, depending on what you do. But just have a look at whatever it is that you. I mean, FDA or something like that. If you look at what happened before they came along, I think it was the Bopa one, wasn't it, or something like that. Anyway, it's pretty bad. I've just seen the dinosaur attack. Poor security guard. It was a good attack though. I enjoyed it, if that makes sense. So Diana's seen on the monitor where the dinosaurs going, so they're watching it. Like, oh my god! So a couple of them have gone wandering off, and they've got radios there. So they'll leave you a radio if you need to contact us urgently. Well, okay, off they go. So she's seen it. It's like, oh, I know where it's going. So instead of using the radio to get instantly into contact with the people who are out there trying to find whatever it is they were trying to find, she sort of grabs a tranquilizer gun, says, "Trust me, I know what I'm doing," and then legs it. And it's like, I was curious because they had a hell of a head start. And I was wondering, is she going to be able to find a time machine and meet them literally before the dinosaur? Yeah, she did. Instantly. It was fantastic. That they were running off ages for like 10 minutes and she just walked out the door and she was instantly there. For some reason, a bizarre reason, the music's louder than the voices at times. Like you'll hear da 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 da. It's like, oh great, I can't hear what they're saying, what they're talking about. There's an intense scene in the lab with Adkins and Diana with the dinosaur. That's pretty intense. I enjoyed that. It was good. And then the music kicks in again. It's like, fucking hell. And then they were back in the lab with the flashing light. It's like, what the hell? The flashing light wasn't there a few minutes back when there was a flashing light, if you know what I mean. So it's not like it's the same dinosaur or whatever, I don't know. It's not like a strobe light. It's just kind of like a flashing bulb thing. I would probably say like a warning light or something. So, I think he's on the images on IMDb. In fact, he's the main one. He's not the main character in my mind. But there's a guy that has a fever after being attacked. But it looks like they're dragging a corpse because he's as white as sheep behind him. It's bizarre. Poor Atkins. He's seen more death and attacks than anyone in this entire film. It's fantastic. Poor guy. Good grief. So I saw Charles go absolutely nuts, attacking a dinosaur with a drill. The image that I have of Charles, that's the bit where he's attacking him with a drill. That's the only bit I could get on the freeze frame where he's not covered in blood completely. But it was blood everywhere, intense music, and there's yelling. I couldn't hear what he was saying because of the damn bloody volume of the music again. He was saying something. I know what it was about, but it was like you couldn't hear it because of in the background. It's like, my God. So I was watching where Adkins was grabbing items for weapons. So he's grabbing this tube, this cutting thing, like a drill thing, like a saw, some tape. He's opening cupboards, and then an advert kicked in, right? With a fridge door opening, someone reaching in for a ice cold frappuccino. I was just like, what the hell is he getting a drink for? And oh, it's an advert. It's just literally, he opened the door, and then somebody reached in for a frappuccino. It's so bizarre. So apparently, in case of a breach, in case the breach is, apparently Code 4 kicked in with some sort of gas that kills all living things that they know, it's on a short period away. So they're locked in this room. They're going, oh my God, there's a gas going to come in. It's going to kill everybody, including the dinosaurs. We've got to get out of here in, I think, about like an hour or something like that. And then they notice that dinosaurs are in the cages where the other dinosaurs are. And then she says, Marissa, she went, oh, well, that's going to trigger code 5. And she says, well, what the hell's code 5? Because they didn't know what code 4 was until she told them. And she says, oh, it's a second failsafe that destroys all the chips implanted in them. But that confused me, because surely they'll all be dead from code 4. Code 4, breach, they're all out. They all get gassed. Why do you need a code 5? This made me chuckle big time. I was loving this bit. So the boss, who's Marissa Martinelli, was doing a full speech on sacrificing everyone for the greater good, right? So somebody's on the other side of the door with all the dinosaurs. She's like, let me out, let me out, let me out. She's going, no, you've got to sacrifice. You're all expendable, because this is research and we need to do this for humankind and all this, blah, 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 blah. And then somehow the dinosaur managed to trigger the door from the inside and open the slidey door. So the person legged it out, pushed her back in and grabbed her key card. And she's like tapping on the window, let me out, let me out. It's like, yes, yes. It did make me chuckle, actually. I thought that was very good. Now the ending was intense. It was pretty intense, you know, again with Adkins and stuff like that. But they originally said at the beginning that nobody could get in because there was these coppers around outside. But then the hero of the hour got to the doors. You know those slidey doors with the like rubber seal in the middle, like a, you know, not a lift, but you might see them in a shop that just slide shut in the middle. You know those ones. Hand in between, prized it open. Bear in mind, code 5 and 4 and all that lot were kicking off. Why the hell couldn't a cop do that? The music of the end credits was good. Apparently it was Breach, Breach, by Christopher Carno and Eliza Swenson. Well, Christopher Carno did the music, so I assume Eliza Swenson is also maybe the singer, because it had a bit of music on the background. Now it's got what rating did it have? 3.1. I'm actually going to give it a 4. It would be a 5 if there wasn't for that sodding strobe lighting type thing, and that music drowned out all the voices. But yeah, I liked it. It was a good film. It was completely different. Obviously, it was made. It's an asylum film. So anyone who knows asylums, they tend to make films that are very similar to current box office films, and they always do them very, very quickly. So like somebody will release, say, I don't know, Jurassic Park, and then literally 2 days later they release this, and like, how the hell do they do this? Because they already know about it, and they can just make it very quickly. I was reading about it. It's quite interesting when you read how they do these films. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of Triassic World. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of the film reviews, quite a few dinosaur ones. You can probably find a few. Give me your thumbs up, like I say. Have you seen this film before? Did you enjoy it? Okay, thank you and goodbye.